Good evening, social media. My name is Earl Rush, and I'm here with Larry Abels, and we're here for the Sports Doctors In. Sorry, I was a little bit discombobulated, but I got my act together, and we're ready to go on with a good show. Larry, how you doing today?
I'm good, sports doctor. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty interesting weekend, but we'll get into it. So let's start off with the NCAA. Uh, who played this weekend?
Oh man, what did you think about that Ohio State versus Texas game?
I thought it
Or
was a good
maybe
game. I thought it was a good game. But I thought Texas was going to win. But Ohio State's looking pretty good. I hate to admit it. I abhor the Big Ten Conference, but they're looking pretty good right now. But what did you think about that game?
yeah, I was about to give the disclaimer that I know you're not a big fan of the Big Ten, but you abhor them. I think the viewers get the message. Um, yeah, Ohio State, they seem to be peaking at the right time. They didn't really look that good a few weeks ago, but right now they're looking like the team to beat.
Yeah.
Texas had the home field advantage since the game was in Dallas. I guess you can give them. It's not that far from Austin, and I figured that more of their fans would be there, but it didn't seem to matter with Ohio State.
Right, right. Uh, I kind of thought, I guess, second guessing. Uh, I would have put Manning in the game. You didn't look that sharp to me. But he played pretty good. Sometimes he came up big though. But I would have put Manning in the game. I guess I say that because Texas lost. But what did you think about U.S. play?
Well, I mean, Manning going in might have been something they could have tried, because they were slow starting. But I just think Ohio State was just better than them.
You're just better than them. You're right. Yeah, someone better than you, that's better than you. What can you say? Texas, yeah. It looked like throughout the game that Ohio State could do what they wanted to do when they needed to do it. But
I agree. I agree.
I thought it was a good game. Okay, let's go on to the second semifinal. What
Oh
took
man, Notre Dame and Penn State.
Oh, okay.
That was like both teams, historically are pretty decent, but it seems like neither one of them has been able to get over the hump. So I guess playing each other, somebody did. Um, I thought Notre Dame looked a little better, even though Penn State, that was a pretty good game. I'll say both games this week were much more competitive than the previous rounds.
Yeah.
But can't take anything away from Notre Dame. They pulled it out. How do you feel about Notre Dame? You think they got a chance against Ohio State?
I don't think they have the weapons, but I don't know. Notre Dame defense was pretty stout the other day. Their defense was pretty good. I'm still waiting for, maybe subconsciously, I'm still waiting for Ohio State to have a bad game. But on paper, I don't think Notre Dame can score as much as Ohio State. But I'm hoping somehow something happens. But I probably would pick Ohio State in that game.
So do you think the fans in Ohio have forgotten about that loss to Michigan, or do you think they have to win that national title to make people forget about that loss to Michigan?
They could win the national title 3 years. They gonna never forget that. I don't think they don't play like that. They really have a realistic hatred for each other.
Well, I understand that, but I guess a lot of the fans were calling for the coach's job after they lost to Michigan. Do you think they can keep the Wolves away from them if they win the championship?
Okay, yeah, that was not that yet. Yes, that's not what you first asked me. You asked me to. I think they will forget. No, they won't never forget, regardless. But I do think they won't. They won't be calling for his job if they win. If they win, if they don't win it, they still gonna be calling for his job.
Okay.
Even though he went to the championship game. That's not good enough. Y'all had no business beating Michigan. I'm losing Michigan. That's how they feel. That's how football is over in that part of the country.
Well, especially between those two schools too.
Yes, yes. So, all right. So who do you have winning, Larry?
I think Ohio State's gonna win that game. I'm kind of pulling for Notre Dame, mainly because they're somewhat of an underdog, but
Uh-uh.
I don't see them winning that game.
I don't know why. I have no idea why. I've always hated the Mather, and I've always hated Notre Dame, and I have no reason why, but I just always have.
So
So
that must be a real dilemma for you because you're not a Big Ten fan.
no,
So you,
it's not a dilemma. I could give a crap one way or the other. I can give a rat's ass hooping, so it ain't no dilemma. I'm not emotionally involved in it at all. So I mean, I do hate is a strong word, but I do hate both those schools, Notre Dame and Ohio State. I could care less who wins, to be honest. Care less. All right, let's move on. Put a bad taste in my mouth talking about that Big Ten conference. Anyway,
hey, do you like the NFL better?
do I like the NFL better?
Yeah, would that take the bad taste out of your mouth?
No, NFL is some trash right now. But anyway, let's move on to it. But before we move on to it, so I guess I don't know on paper and the way things ended up. Is it safe to say that this year the Big Ten conference was better than the SEC in football?
Well, it certainly appears that way. You know, they have a team left in the playoffs. They had two teams left in the Final Four, and they had more teams that made the playoffs. So they look a little bit stronger this year. Even teams that didn't go to the playoffs, I think Michigan played Alabama in one of the bowl games, and Michigan won that game. So maybe
Right.
they just let out better.
Maybe the FCC is put too much of their concentration on basketball because they have a heck of a basketball conference this year.
Absolutely.
They in their they smashed the Big Ten in their tournament this year. Big Ten SEC tournament. I think the Big Ten may have won one game, but that doesn't make me feel any better because Ohio State's in the championship game and Notre Dame in the game. I'm not happy. I think it's the perfect segue to the NFL.
Okay, let's move over to NFL.
So, do you think the Cowboys should have kept Mike McCarthy?
I don't know. You know, Dallas actually played well down the stretch. They didn't win a lot of games. They played pretty well. They were playing without their starting quarterback since halfway through the season. I thought, but I'm not surprised that they didn't extend his contract. I mean, I think he finished 12-5, 3 straight years or something like that. 12-4, 3 straight years. They didn't
But when did
extend
that
him.
take place?
Huh?
The last 3 years before this one, right?
Yeah, but my point is, they would have. It seems like they would have extended it then, and then this year when they fall off and have a weak record, I would have been surprised if they extended it at this point.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, logic to me says do it when he's doing well.
Right.
So when he fell off, it didn't surprise me that they did.
Okay. Now you
One
and
thing
I.
I was surprised about, I know the Bears asked permission to talk to him a week ago, and they didn't get the Bears permission, which I thought if you're not going to sign the guy, why not let him go?
Well, we talking about Jerry Jones, so
I guess.
I take that.
How do you feel about McCarthy?
Uh, it's like Larry. I'm one of those. You and I look at some sports a little different. If you don't win it all, I don't think nothing on you, no matter what you do. He's had a chance to win it all, and he's folded 3 straight years. So I don't think much of him. Though 12-5, 3 straight years is very impressive. I'm just like a Russian judge, I guess, but you can't beat 12-5. Nobody's probably had a better record in the last 3 years, but he don't do it for me.
Okay. So, who do you think they'll bring in? Did you hear that they tried to talk to Dion?
Yeah.
But Dion allegedly turned him down, at least for now.
Is that what you hear? I'm hearing all kinds of stuff on the radio. Last week, I heard Dion said, I'm not even thinking about Dallas. I'm happy with Colorado. Last week, today, I hear he's like, I have so much respect for Jerry Jones. I got to listen to him, at least listen to him. I'm like, come on, man. Are you staying in Colorado? You want to go to Dallas or what? What's the story?
Well, it doesn't hurt to listen to people. Maybe you'll make an offer you can't refuse.
Don't go in the press and be adamant about I'm not going anywhere. I'm not thinking about going anywhere. And then next week turn around like that. Even though we all know, I knew if the right money offer comes up, he don't have no allegiance to anybody. So what can you do?
Well, I saw in the media reports within the last couple of hours that he decided he was going to stay at Colorado.
In the last couple of hours?
Yeah. He declined the offer declined to leave to Colorado for Dallas.
Well,
I had heard
the job for Dallas?
Say that again?
Was he offered the job for Dallas?
I don't know, but I guess he's not going to talk to him about it anymore. So I take that he doesn't want to. He's told Jerry, "Okay, I'll listen to you. I'm not interested in the job."
Yeah. Wouldn't have worked at all.
Say that again?
It would not have worked at all. If he decided,
why not?
He ain't gonna do no job where you got to do what somebody over him telling him to do. He passed that point. He not professionally ball player no more. He's not going to do something with somebody got to tell him what to do. He's telling Colorado what to do. Jerry gonna be telling him what to do. It's two different things.
Well, if someone paid me enough, I would listen to them.
Oh, I understand that. I have a problem with him listening to him. Just don't go on and be as adamant as he was about I'm not leaving. That made me feel better when you said that he decided not to. Don't be
saying, he did. He did.
These kids home telling them, "Oh, was you going to do this and that?" And then you leave like that. That ain't right. But the capitalistic society, not everybody, but the majority of people will go where the money is right.
Yeah, if that's what motivates you.
Yeah.
Speaking of the games, all the games this weekend to me were kind of like snoozes except for one, and that's Washington and Tampa. Any thoughts on that game?
I thought it was a great game. I thought Tampa lost it, even though you can end up saying Commanders did win the game. I thought that Tampa gave the game to them. Turnovers, but Washington did a great job, man. They came up strong when they had to. And
Tampa stopped them 3 times when they went for it on 4th down in the red zone. That was pretty impressive by Tampa. Unfortunately for Tampa, they fumbled the ball after the last time, and was able to get it in.
And the Commanders were able to take advantage when they got it back. So that's a sign of a team growing. In the past, the rest is the Commanders would have lost that game and all the other games they won. They've won 6 games, 5 of them in the last
on their last possession they scored.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Think about that. And whether it's the Sad Sack Commanders or any team, that's very impressive. To come up strong and crucial like that.
Yeah, they play what they call complementary football, where both sides, the defense keeps it close enough, the offense controls the ball at the time of possession so much that it keeps the defense off the field more than they need to be on there. It kind of works out. They seem to get the ball at the right time. They score, and there's no time left for the other team.
Right. Well, you and I talked at length about this yesterday, and it's funny how things change so quickly in the media and everything. Like, for example, I was telling you, he was saying he wasn't going to leave Colorado. And all day today, he was saying he's talking to Jerry Jones. He want to listen to him and see what's going on. And within an hour's time, you heard that he declined that. But until you told me that, I've heard all day he's been talking to Jerry Jones and they want to see what's happening. I say all that to say this. I guess what's my point? My point is being that yesterday, you and I spoke at length about this subject about whether the Vikings would keep Sam Darnold or not. And I listen to you. You're one of the few people I do listen to. And I said, you were saying, oh, he's had a great season. He's doing well. They might just franchise him. And I'm saying, I don't know, Larry. He's struggling. He revert back to his sorry self. He's just had a good year this year. And you say, I don't know. We'll see. And listening to you, I say, Earl, you're just being too hard. Larry has a great point. Let's wait and see. Now today, all I'm hearing is what I was saying to you. Today, what I'm saying, I think this last Sam Donald's last game, this last two games took him out of being franchised or anything else. Now that's what they're saying. That's what I was telling you. I don't think they're going to sign him, but we'll see.
I was thinking, I heard a lot of talking heads too. What they told me was 2 weeks ago, he would have been worth $60 million. Now he's going to be worth around $40 million. $40 million.
That's a franchise. That's a franchise.
Right, there you go, right there.
I don't think, but what I'm hearing is he won't be a Viking next year.
No, he may not be a Viking, but it's a lot of teams that need a quarterback. And they were saying that's what they'll probably spend on him.
Yeah, but the question we were talking about is would the Vikings let him go? That's what we were addressing.
Yeah. Well, I was never under the impression that Vikings would pay him $60 million. I was kind of surprised when I heard that.
Oh no, you were saying what?
I thought they would probably franchise him.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. What you were saying, it was franchising. I'm saying no, nope. Because he looked like some pure trash yesterday. Pure. I'm like, wow, he looked garbage, not trash.
Yeah, my main point was that I would evaluate him by I guess he played 18 games.
Yeah.
So I would just take all of that into consideration before I made my opinion. I do think he's hurt himself the last couple of weeks, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But I think somebody will pay. He'll get a decent paycheck.
Oh yeah, he someone signed him.
Now they may
keeping him, and the Vikings ain't tagging him. He's gone. That's what I think.
Whoever signs him may feel bad about it after they do it too. Kind of seems like Daniel Jones. I think the Vikings have. Say that again.
He wasn't that. Well, yeah, he is. No, I just never believed that this guy was. He won 14 games. What do you want the guy to do? I just couldn't believe it. He's been so bad. People can turn their game around and stuff, but I don't see him being one of those. And when he gets signed next year, I don't see him doing big things.
A lot will depend where he goes because Minnesota has some weapons there, and a lot will depend on the team he goes to. I was looking at their schedule. I think they won their first 5 games. Then they lost 2 in a row. Then they won 9 in a row. And then they were picking them up in the locker room and carrying them. And he hasn't played well since then.
Well, it's always been what have you done for me lately, bro. And people just...
Especially with the sports doctor.
Yeah. But I acknowledge that my expectations and my criticism are unreasonable at times. I'm just the man won 14. He went 14-3, and I'm sitting there saying, "Oh no, I don't believe it. I think he's gonna revert back to his sorry self." I mean, why would I even think that? The guy won 14 games.
I think the recency, all of us are subject to somewhat recency bias. He's had 2 very poor games.
Yeah, but I find out everybody's looking at it the way I'm looking at it now. This morning, halfway through the morning, people were looking at it you are. Well, we'll wait and see. They'll franchise him. Now I'm here to get rid of this bum. She's horrible.
Yeah, I would just caution everyone to, and it may be a legitimate reason to get rid of him, but I would just caution people. People tend to react emotionally. to segue to another team that lost this weekend, Pittsburgh. Now, if you listen to the sports talk in Pittsburgh, they're all of their fans are like you. He makes the playoffs, but they never win a playoff game, and they want Mike Tomlin gone. I look at Mike Tomlin as an overachiever. I think he has a team that really doesn't have a lot of talent, and they should be happy he wins 10 games, 11 games every year. I think getting rid of him ain't going to solve their problem. How do you feel about Mike Tomlin?
It's funny you should ask me about that. I've always thought the greatest of Mike Tomlin. I've always thought he was a great coach. You know,
But their fans are like the sports doctor. You know, you make it to the playoffs, but we never win a game. We haven't won a game in 8 years.
They haven't won in 8 years. Come on, man. It's Pittsburgh Steelers, man. You gotta win something. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Come on, man.
Even if you have a team that is really nothing, I mean, to me, it seems like
that's not the fans' problem.
It seems like
they don't have. Most of these fans aren't educated to realize it could be part of the general manager not getting anybody. You know,
they haven't had a think of the quarterbacks that they've had.
Well, that's the thing. Their organization seems like they don't like change. They should have got rid of Ben Roethlisberger. They held on to him long. They held on. All the quarterbacks. They've only had 3 quarterbacks since when?
Well, they've had a number of them in the last few years. Trubisky, and it seems like they've been switching up every year or two.
See, I look at Mike Tomlin as a disciplinarian. That's what I thought. That's what I get from him. But then they were talking about this on TV, and I agree with them. He put up with a lot of crap with Antonio Brown, Claypool. He stood with them longer than I thought that he would have. So I'm wondering about how much of a disciplinarian he is. And he always has problems with wide receivers. I mean, like, what's wrong with him in the wide receivers?
Well, I think anytime you try to supervise, I'm a former supervisor. When you got 53 people, some of them are going to be a little off. And you're more patient with people that perform well than you are with someone that's not performing well, even though eventually that person has to go. I still think that he's such an overachiever, and I think he's got such a sound system. It's almost like no matter who you give me, I'm going to coach.
Right.
And I'll get the most out of them.
Okay.
But again, people in Pittsburgh saying, you got to win. They're like the sports doctor. I guess they get tired of it.
I don't mean, my famous non-funny line. It was only funny the one time I said it, but it hasn't been funny ever since. We're not playing horseshoes. I'm not into that. Close to something. Can you win it or did you win it? That's why they talk about Peyton Manning was one of the greatest quarterbacks. He's all right. He won what? 2 Super Bowls. He won 1 Super Bowl after finally, and the second one was a gift to him that Denver gave him. He played like crap, but Denver still won the Super Bowl for him. And because he didn't win, but just won outright, I don't think they're highly of him. They said he's one of the greatest ever. I don't get it. Maybe because I don't think he's funny on his commercials. And I'm holding
I think he was one of the best players during the time he played. But the thing about it, sometimes it takes more than just a quarterback to do it.
Or sometimes you just come up in the wrong era. Look at Dominique. He was one of the greatest, but he had to play against the Celtics, and he had to play who else? There's another team like that. They had some teams that were just better than him. They had some players that were better than him. And, because he didn't win anything, he's overlooked. You don't have to make me talk about Dominique.
Hey, Lauren, how you doing?
Hey!
And she's right on point.
Lauren, what's going on? And what he's had to work with. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He all right. No, Mike Tomlin's a great coach. He's a great coach. I can't say anything. If I say something bad about Mike Tomlin, except for him putting up with the crap from Antonio Brown, then I'm certifiably crazy. You can't say nothing bad about this guy. This guy's had over 500 record for years. Amazing.
17 years.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Now, if you
And
want,
he's got one Super Bowl.
if you want just one,
Yep.
17. Okay. All right.
So going forward, this weekend we got Philadelphia playing Los Angeles. Who do you like in that game?
I like Philadelphia.
Were you
I like Philadelphia. I
were you
like
impressed with them?
huh?
Were you impressed with them Sunday when they played Green Bay?
I was with the defense, not the offense.
That's sort of how I feel. That's sort of
Very,
how I feel.
yeah. I don't know. Rust.
Yeah.
Maybe he has some rust or something. I don't know. What's going on with Jalen Hurts? They won.
Well, yeah, he hasn't played for 3 weeks, but I wonder how. I've always thought he's only really had one really good season. The wide receiver AJ Brown sitting on the bench reading a book. He only got one target.
He does it. He does it in all the games. He always brings the book on the sideline, regardless.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a little
Yeah.
unusual.
Even before he was dogging, he was bringing the book. Oh. People do different things. I would be into the game or watch the defense or something, but that's just me. Maybe he's so good that he can read books. What can I do?
Well, they only threw the ball to him one time, so maybe he didn't need to look at it.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't open. Maybe he's not as awesome as he thinks he is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia is pretty good. I got a good buddy went to college with. And I told him a couple of weeks ago that I would like to see Philadelphia and Detroit play. I called him today and said, well, I don't want to see Philadelphia and Detroit play now. I'd rather see Washington and Philly play. So Washington, do they have any chance against Detroit?
Washington, even though it has not affected them all year, Detroit's injuries are finally going to come and affect their play. Washington's winning this game.
And Detroit's injuries are mostly on the defensive side of the
That's
ball.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're getting their running back. They're getting their running back Montgomery back, which is a problem with Gibbs and Montgomery. That's quite a backfield that they have. And he's coming back this week. Not to mention they have decent receivers.
The Commanders' offensive line is weak. They don't have anything that resembles a running game. But you still gotta have your best defense playing against them. That offense somehow Jay Daniels, they find a way to score. So I'm going with Washington. I'm going to Washington. Yep, straight up.
I kind of think Detroit's going to win this game. Washington's formula of you might hit on something with all the injuries Detroit has had on defense. If Washington can control the ball, even on times when they don't score, as long as they don't go 3 and out, and Detroit's offense is not on the field all day long, I think they got a chance to keep it close. And in a close game, I'll go with Daniels and the Commanders. But if I had to bet, my money would probably go in the.
Well, of course, first of all, anyone who bets on games they're not going to put no money on the Commanders. They're Commanders. Who's going to put some money? And who in their right mind put some money on the Commanders?
If they've been doing that, they probably made out pretty well this year. But there's what they call smart money and sentimental money. My sentimental money would be with the Commanders. That's the money that I never bet with. Smart money, you got to go with the Lions.
The Lions have been playing pretty good with all the injuries. That comes to a halt this Sunday.
Okay. Hey, it's another real big game. What do you think about Baltimore and Buffalo? up in Buffalo.
Buffalo by 13. I mean, Cleveland the Ravens by 13.
The Ravens by 13. The sports doctor doesn't even think the game's going to be close.
Not gonna be close. Not gonna be close. Now Buffalo. Well, see, that's how weird I am. Buffalo has been playing very well this year. Right?
Yeah, but
I still don't believe in it. I still don't believe in it.
they played earlier this year, and Baltimore beat them pretty easily. I want to say about maybe 20 points or something like that. When Baltimore plays their best, they're capable of beating anyone.
Yep.
The challenge is I'm not sure if Baltimore, can do that. Lauren, who do you like to win that game? I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah, I really like Baltimore when they're playing their best, and I think they can probably go all the way, but they got to show some consistency. And I will say, for their last 5 games, they have looked very good. So that might be enough consistency right there.
Again, I tell you every week, it all depends on the coach. They try to make it complicated. All you have to do is hand the ball to him. That's all you got to do. But sometimes this guy, I don't know what Harbaugh does, who I thought was a good coach, and I'm starting to think that he's a bit overrated.
Yeah, whoever's calling the plays, that's a good point. Because one of the things I was looking at for this game, I think the quarterbacks might actually balance each other out, but Baltimore has a better running back.
Yeah.
Oh, Lauren thinks Buffalo will win.
What?
She said Baltimore hasn't proven it to her that they can win the big games. She's got a point there.
Got a great point. That's why I like Lauren.
She's like the sports doctor. Gotta prove it to me.
She makes sense. A lot of these people on these media shows, all over podcasts and whatever, are just tripping. Anyway.
I'm looking for Kansas City to go ahead and have a pretty easy time against Houston. I don't think that game's going to be that close at all. And I'm sure you agree, don't you, sports doctor?
Yeah, I do. Their quarterback doesn't do it for me. What's his name? I can't remember.
C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, he don't do it for me. Somebody tried to tell me, say he played pretty well the other day.
He got off to a slow start, but he got better as the game went on. He didn't look good early. I was thinking about you. I was like, gosh, the sports doctor's right.
I'm too young.
He was sticking up to Jordan the first quarter, but he got it going toward it.
You guys, in general, the general fan is going to think I'll be tripping for everything else stuff I say. No, and you can't find nobody but me who don't like C.J. Stroud. Everybody speaks a rave about him, but I don't see him because I'm just strange and weird. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Okay, Larry. So, who's going to the championship game for the NFC? Who's it going to be next week?
Philadelphia and Detroit.
Okay. Who's it going to be for the American Football Conference?
Kansas City and Baltimore.
Wow.
That Buffalo Baltimore game. I'm really looking forward to that.
No, it's not even going to be close.
Yeah, you said by 13 points. So
yeah.
You're the sports doctor, man.
Man, Buffalo, man. I don't. There are all kinds of things going through my mind about them, but they not winning. And they played well, but I don't know, maybe because they don't have no outstanding wide receivers or something. I just look down on them or something. But the
Who? Which team you talking about?
The Bills.
Who does Baltimore have?
Before he got hurt, Zay Flowers was the receiver.
Yeah, he's not going to be playing, right?
They got Hollywood Brown.
Okay. Is he still with them? I thought
Yeah.
I thought he's gone. They got Aguilar and Bateman.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. You want me to say who does Baltimore have? Why?
Yeah.
I say Zay Flowers. You say Zay Flowers is hurt. Well, to answer
Right.
quickly because we let's keep the flow going. They don't have anybody.
Okay. No, I figure both of them don't have your big name receivers.
Yeah. Is out? Is he out? Definitely, Zay Flowers.
Yeah, that's what I heard. The Ravens beat them 35-10 the first time they played. They beat them by 25 points. I knew it wasn't close. I don't know why that needs to change.
It don't. It don't. And it won't.
The other thing is Baltimore's defense seems to be showing up too. That's another thing because they were stinking up the joint at first.
Yeah. All right.
So okay, so who do you have in the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship games?
I have
You got the Commanders.
This is Washington, Philly.
Washington and Philly.
Yeah.
Okay. I would love to see that. What about in the AFC?
Oh, Kansas City Ravens.
Okay.
Yep. And save you some time in the future. Kansas City is winning.
The whole thing. Okay. Are they winning the AFC?
They're winning the third straight Super Bowl.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on record and say they're not even gonna get to the Super Bowl.
Okay. That's cool. You got room. You got room for that. You crushed everybody in the picks for the week. So.
Well, you're ahead in the playoffs, so
you got some room to say something silly like that. Hey, Lauren, if you're still there, get ready for the NBA game line coming up soon. Yeah. So, okay, where are we now, Larry? Let's see. Have we discussed everything we need to discuss?
I think we have.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, I'm tripping, Larry. I'm talking about have we discussed everything we have for the show? No, we haven't even gone to the NBA.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the NBA.
All right. Let's talk about it. So, I'm looking at the standings here, and in the Western Conference, I'm seeing several teams that are not accustomed to being towards the top of the division.
I think we talked about that last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Specifically, Memphis and Houston, right?
Yeah, they're towards the top of the division.
They got to be second and third place.
Yeah.
Well, probably tied for second. Because I think Memphis beat Houston last night. Houston was up one game. But I think Oklahoma City is going to come out of the West.
Houston is they are tied.
Yeah, I kind of thought that because Houston was up by one game and Memphis beat them last night.
Well, I don't understand why they're tied. Houston has 3 less losses. Houston is 26-12. Memphis is 28-15. Why are they tied? 25-15.
I don't know. When I saw it yesterday, I know they were a game behind them. I can't remember what the record was.
Houston's 2 games up right now. All right.
2 games up.
Yeah. Did Houston win last night?
I thought they lost last night. Well, if Houston won, they're up 2 games.
Yeah.
You know what? I turned away probably for football, but I was pretty sure Memphis was going to win that game. So I guess Houston must have pulled it out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether they lost or not. Houston is 26-12, and Memphis is 25-15.
Okay, yeah. So Houston won last night.
And the game behind it, Houston is 6 games behind, and Memphis is 8 games behind.
Yeah. Behind Oklahoma City, who's going to win it this year. Well, they're going to come out of the West.
Okay, so last week we saw the big matchup game. What do you think about Cleveland against Oklahoma City? What do you think about that game?
That was a great game. It had playoff intensity for Wednesday night in January, and I think they play either tomorrow or Thursday again in Oklahoma City. But that was a great game. It went back and forth. That game had 30 lead changes. That was incredible.
Okay.
Did you get to check any of it out?
Yeah, I did. What I just found out, I guess I haven't been trying to cover everything. Mobley is better than I thought he was. He's more aggressive than he played last year. I guess he's getting his footing in the NBA. Their big men were dominating Oklahoma that night, even though Oklahoma's 2 biggest players did not play the game. But they still got dominated. Holmgren and who else?
Well, the other one played. The guy that they got from the Knicks played. I forgot his name. Hartenstein. He played.
Yeah. Cleveland has a good team. I was always wondering why they were winning. I still don't see how they're winning like they're winning.
They lost to the Pacers Sunday night, I think.
Yeah.
Law averages just catches up with them now.
Yeah, you ain't gonna win everything.
But when you had a sample size of 35 games, and they won like 30 of them, they're for real.
Yeah.
It's not like they've only played 10, something like that.
Well, they have a great bench. That's what's helping them a lot. They have a great bench. And Donovan Mitchell didn't even play well against.
Yeah.
But Cleveland still won. He didn't score over 16 points.
Both of those teams have very deep benches, but they can play 8 or 9 people that all can contribute. They can all play defense and all play offense.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think either one of them will give us the Celtics a run for their money.
Okay. So some time has gone along. First they were struggling. Then at one time it looked like they started finding chemistry. Now they're on a 2-game losing streak. What's up with the Knicks?
With the Knicks?
Yeah.
They're okay. I think they're a better than average team. A lot depends on who you play and at what time you play them. I think that they're probably, I'm going to say they're probably the 3rd or 4th best team in the East. Regardless of record, I'm not sure they're better than Milwaukee because I think Milwaukee, started slower than them. But other than Boston, Cleveland, and maybe Milwaukee, I think coming out of the East, they'll be up there.
Okay.
How do you feel about them?
I don't like the Knicks. I don't know whether it's because Charles likes them or what. I just don't like them. I never liked the Knicks. Never liked them. I did like him when they had Clyde and Frazier. I did like them then. Other than that, I never.
So you're going way back, way back machine.
Right.
50 years ago.
Yeah. You know what? And he's playing great. Let's see. Again, I'm so strange. I am not a big Jalen Brunson fan. I don't know whether because he's left hand or what, but this guy's been playing great. He's been playing great the last 2 years. I have no reason why I'm not a fan of his, but I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know why either. He flat out ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And you know who else is playing well for them is Carl Anthony Towns. They seem like they're getting used to playing with each other. And Towns is actually guarding the rim.
Oh, so that's okay. Well, you tell me that answers my question. What's wrong with the Knicks team? Okay. He's guarding the rim. Okay.
He's guarding the rim. I mean, normally he doesn't have that reputation. I guess maybe because they had Gobert on their team.
No, he not a reputation because he can't. He ain't no real rim defender.
He's doing it now. He's doing it now.
Everybody has a good couple stretch of games, Larry. He ain't no. I don't. Nobody's thinking defense when you think Carl Anthony Towns.
But you got to admit, when he was with Minnesota with Gobert there, you know he's not going to be in there.
You got to admit when you're 7'1", you sometimes you need to go inside the basket. I don't care how the game is saying. I don't care how good the three is. This guy's never inside. I don't need a 7'1" perimeter player. I don't need Wembanyama shooting those over 8 threes right now. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how good he shoots the three. When you're that big man, take your tail inside and do some damage in the paint. That's all. Not complicated. This guy's coming on the court. He shot 8 threes last night. Come on, Wembanyama.
How many did he make?
I don't know, Larry. I don't pay attention to. I'll pay attention to perimeter.
Because he usually shoots fairly decent. You know, if he makes 4 out of 8, no problem with it.
Unless you Kevin Durant, I don't pay attention to nobody over 6'11", 7 feet that shoot perimeter jumpers. You automatically throw me off. I'm old school. You that big, I don't care what kind of skills you got. It's easier if you put somebody inside with your height advantage. Take advantage.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, you need some inside game, but my view is if you make the shot,
he's not shooting 50%. He's not even shooting 40%. Get out.
If he's shooting, he needs to shoot at least 40%.
That's what I'm saying, man. Be a big man. Be a big man. See what Kareem, Kareem shot maybe, he might have made just 1 3.
I think he did, but things have changed.
Something's changed, something shouldn't be changed.
What? You turning into get off my lawn now, right?
No, I'm just saying, I don't know.
No, I tend to.
Like this game last night,
Yeah, against the Lakers.
I saw about 10 turnovers from LeBron last night. I mean, I'm not bashing LeBron. He's one of the greatest. He's 39. He's 40 years old. I understand. His turnover. You know what he's playing like last night?
Who?
Like
what?
When they was calling Magic tragic. When he's having all they was calling him tragic. That's how LeBron was playing. Man. I don't understand. Then he looking at people like he upset with them because they didn't catch his pass, some crazy pass he threw and all that. I don't know. Are the Lakers and the Warriors, will both of them not be in the playoff, Larry? Going by what you
I think the Lakers will make it. I don't know about the Warriors. Warriors are like not even in the play-in part.
I don't think the Lakers.
I think they're number 12. The Lakers are at least like number 7 or something like that.
I don't think they're gonna make it, man. They got problems. San Antonio beat them by about 18 last night. The game was tied with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's a problem. The Lakers got problems. They don't play any defense. They have problems. The Lakers might not go to the playoffs. I doubt if they do. They're horrible.
Well, I think the Golden State Warriors are 1 game under 500. The Lakers are like 3 over or something like that.
No, and they'll be with the Warriors soon. They're horrible. They're horrible.
Well, the thing is, there's some horrible teams that are normally good that are playing horrible that are underneath the Lakers, like Sacramento and Phoenix. They're not playing well either. So I think
but they can't go anywhere but up. The Lakers can't go up. They don't have nothing. They got problems. They got problems, man.
The Lakers are going to make the playoffs, man. Now, I don't know if they'll get out of the first round, but they'll make the playoffs.
I hope You keep our memories. I'm writing this down. They're not gonna make the playoffs. I
All
saw
right.
them. I saw them last night for what they were. You lose by 18 to San Antonio at home. No, no. You get dumped. Anthony Davis get dumped on. LeBron get dumped on. LeBron get the shot swatted. Come on. Uh-uh. That's, you, you the Lakers. You can't lose to San Antonio at home. They had a 10-game homestand. They didn't take advantage of it. So they're not good.
Oh, I don't think they're that good, but your question was about making the playoffs. Now, 10 out of the 15 teams make the playoffs. So I think they'll finish ahead of Utah, Portland, um, New Orleans, Golden State, and probably San Antonio, probably Phoenix, and probably Sacramento.
They're not gonna finish ahead of Phoenix. Kevin
Uh,
Durant will be back. They're playing football.
Even with Durant there, I don't think Phoenix plays that well. They have no bench. Well, I guess they do now that Bradley Beal's on there. Now they don't have enough starters.
Mm. All right. Okay. Anything you want to cover, Larry, before we wrap this up?
Now we can wrap it up, man. It's been fun as usual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lauren,
Okay.
thanks a lot for chiming in. We
Yeah,
appreciate
Lauren. Thanks for tuning in, Lauren.
it. And go ahead and get into the NBA because when football season's over, we're going to be reaching out to you.
That's right. Yeah, what Larry said. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you. Check in with Larry and I on Sunday morning as we
Saturday morning. And is it Sunday? Yeah, this week I guess we'll do Sunday. You're right.
are there any games on Saturday?
Actually, there are games on Saturday.
We'll see you Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can
Saturday morning at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sports Doctor Neil Abels and myself will be on.
Yeah. You can catch Larry Abels tomorrow on Real Fellas Talk Sports, along with David Burnett, Charles Snowden, and whatever guests that they have on that show tomorrow. So, with that being said, hope everybody has a very blessed and productive day. We are out of here.